All right. Hello, everyone. We'll get started in just a minute or two. Looks like we've got a great group of people registered for today's webinar. So I'll give everyone another minute or so to um, get checked in. We'd love to hear wherever you are in the world dialing in from. And if you'd like to share your role with us, that'd be great. We always love hearing about what role you're in so I can even tailor or tweak the webinar accordingly. All right, welcome, Ken from Shoreline, north of Seattle. Nice to have a break in the weather. I get that here. JC, thanks for joining us. I don't want to say anyone's name wrong. Manaki, am I close? Hopefully. Keith from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I love it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I got it correct. Derek, welcome from Colorado. Great to have you. All right, well, we are just a couple minutes after right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll welcome any other attendees who are able to join live. I am Sandra Krinke. I am Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Zight. Excited to share with you today's webinar, Zight 101, which is getting started with Zight's basic tips and tricks. So today's webinar is really great for anyone who is either new to Zight or is just looking for a quick little refresher. I'm always sharing some new tips and tricks, talking about some new features that have just been released or are coming up. So we have lots of exciting things on the agenda for today. We'll talk about screen recordings, a little bit of editing, how to share, sneak peek at our AI and smart actions. We'll talk about screenshots, how to capture and annotate, recording GIFs, how to upload a file, and then we'll have some time for Q&A at the end. I do have my colleague, Shelby Sorensen, on the call with us, who is our marketing guru here at Zight. So she's here to help monitor the chat. So feel free at any time to pop your questions into the chat, and she and I will do our best to address them either during the webinar or follow up at the end with some Q&A. All right, so to get kicked off, like I said, for those of you who might be new to Zight or aren't as familiar with who we are or what you can do with our product, Zight is that all-in-one, I say AI workflow tool, right? We're meant for visual communication, but where Zight is headed today is really all about AI and streamlining workflows. So saving you time with enabling you to record your screen, create quick GIFs, edit and annotate, capture screenshots, and then, like I said, Zight AI and Smart Actions, which I'll give you a little sneak peek into later in this webinar. So really that all-in-one visual communication tool that is available on all of the operating systems. So Mac, Windows, we've got our Chrome extension. I personally love using our desktop app for Mac. It's the easiest way to use Zight, and I'll show you how to get started with that in just a moment. I apologize, you guys. I'm just getting over the flu. Not sure how many of you have had to deal with that this year, but there's a pretty nasty virus going around. So I apologize for that. Okay, so let's kick it off with recording your screen. So first of all, like I mentioned, I am on a Mac computer. So up on the top right-hand part of your screen, if you haven't already downloaded Zight, make sure to do that so it appears on your taskbar here. So you can just click on the little Zight icon. You'll see I've got a few different options kind of saved on the top bar here with record, screenshot, scrolling screenshot, upload. You can also click on more. And if you want to customize the order based on whatever you use most frequently, maybe you have delayed screenshot or capturing your window, or GIFs are ones that you use more frequently, you can always move those around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on record and show you a few different options within our video recording function. So first of all, we have a few different ways that you can record your screen. You can record full screen, which is everything you're looking at right now. So if I click on start recording, I'm just going to go ahead and enable my camera. I've got my microphone off. I'm actually going to uncheck my microphone for this example, and I'm going to hit start recording. Now my computer has recognized that I don't have my microphone on. it knows I'm recording a video, so I'm going to get this little pop-up saying, you know, I want to unmute it. So kind of a neat little feature, because a lot of times we tend to forget to turn our microphone on and we don't want to record a 5-minute video without audio. So right now I'm recording my entire screen, everything that you can see, the URL, all of the tabs that are open, etc. So I've also got my webcam on, which I can drag around. This is really great, especially when you're in presentation mode. So if I go over here, and let's say I'm a salesperson that's going through a bunch of slides and I'm presenting, and all of a sudden I get to a slide where, you know, my face is in the way, I can click, I can drag it, I can move it around, I can make it bigger, make it smaller, and so on. So a lot of flexibility with being able to record your screen. Pop that over here, and then up on the top bar, you'll notice there's a red button up here, which is where you can stop your video recording. You can also hit the pause button, which is now pausing my recording. From here, I can resume, restart, or simply finish the recording. So I'm going to go ahead and click on finish, and you can see just like that, Zight has automatically captured my video. And then up here, you can see Zight AI is now processing my video. So I mentioned I'd give you a little sneak peek into what that looks like, and I'll do that in a moment here, but I'm going to go back and just talk about a couple of our other recording options that we just did the full screen. Select region is probably my favorite go-to option for screen recording because it allows you to be very specific. We're going to turn the camera off for this one by selecting only the region that you want to share with your team. So you can see I've selected just this portion of my screen right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on start. Again, I've got a nice 3, 2, 1 countdown. I can speak to my content, whatever you're presenting. And then you don't have to worry about those busy distractions, right? So I can only capture the section of the screen. I don't have to worry about pop-ups or tabs or any other nuisances or annoyances that might be in the way while I'm recording. And then once I'm finished, again, I can just go ahead, click on finish. And just like the other one, my video is now ready and AI is processing my video. So we're going to go back to the first one. Oops, let me do a quick little refresh here. And oops, sorry, we'll go back to the home screen here. So I've got 2 different recordings. The first one with full screen, and then the second recording where I selected my screen. So while Zight AI is processing my video, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically create a title, a summary, and a transcription. Oh, sorry, I'll try and slow down. I apologize if I'm going too fast here. So once that's ready, we'll watch that automatically populate. So if you guys saw my screen kind of flash, you can now see it's got a title. So I didn't type this in. AI has now automatically captured my title, so screen recording without distractions. It used, you know, the context that I was speaking to come up with that title. You can also change it if you'd like and edit it accordingly. It's given me a nice summary here. I can also go in and edit that if I need. Say, whoops, add more, whatever I wanted to add to this, and I can save the description. I'm glad you love automatically. It's my favorite word to use when I'm presenting. I think it's just a cool word. And then down here, like I said, we've got transcription. So obviously I didn't do much speaking to this video, so there's not much to this particular video and the transcription. But the nice thing is if you've got a longer video, you can skip ahead to a specific section of your video. We'll hit pause there. So you can find whatever it is you're looking for. You can also make corrections in your video. So my name, Sandra, is spelled S-A-U-N-D-R-A. A lot of times when I'm speaking and I'm introducing myself, my name gets spelled incorrectly. And Zight and AI is getting really smart at like actually spelling things correctly. Zight's now, you know, not spelled wrong anymore, but you can go in and, you know, make that correction, whatever it might be. And then you're going to hit OK and apply. So correction mode is super helpful. I would say this is pretty incredibly accurate, but it's nice to have that flexibility to go in and make those quick corrections. And then the other thing I wanted to point out and show you guys is one of our newest features called Smart Action. So what Smart Action does is it creates sort of a next step with your video. And I don't want to go too much into this because we have webinars that are very specific for our features and for smart actions that we can share a link with you to learn more about. But essentially, it's going to create whatever I wanted to happen. And this particular video is very short, so there's not much I can do with it. But let's say I wanted to share an FAQ. I did a long video, and I just simply want to be able to share an FAQ with my support team to then use on our website. So I talked about a new feature. Customers are going to have questions, and within, like you saw, just a couple of seconds, here's everything that you need. So pretty neat feature, very, very short sneak peek. We'll put a link in the chat to kind of share that webinar for anyone who might be interested in learning more about smart actions, and stick with me till the end because I'm also going to share a little something more with giving you guys some free access to that. So more to come. All right, let's quick talk about editing before we move on to the next feature. So editing a video, you've got a couple of different options in Zight here. First of all, we can trim and we can merge and split our videos. So if you've ever had it happen where in the middle of your video, I'm just going to use this little slider here. And let's say I was talking to my video and all of a sudden the doorbell rings, the mailman, it's the dog barking. You don't want to have to record a really long video. So you can find that space in your video and simply carve that out. So now you've cut out those 10 seconds of your doorbell ringing or your dog barking, and you don't have to re-record a 3 or 5 minute video. That might not seem like a lot, but that's precious, precious time that you don't want to lose and have to go back and record. You might also have some dead space at the beginning or end of your video where you can simply use that slider at the beginning or end and remove those sections as well. All right, perfect. Another nice option, I don't necessarily need it for this video, is crop. But if you've recorded a full screen video and you've decided, okay, I don't actually want those annoying tabs to show up on my video, you can simply grab the corners here and just crop to be a little bit more concise so your audience is paying attention to the important parts of your video and not being distracted by all of those other elements on your video. And then filtering and fine tune, not going to go too much into those for anyone who likes to play around with a little bit of coloring, add a little more flair. We have a few different options to change up the filters and fine tuning. Maybe you need to add a little more clarity. If your video wasn't crystal clear to begin with, you can bounce that back and forth. And then we're going to go ahead and click on done. And then Zight is now processing my updated video with a couple of edits that I made. I think we're doing good on questions here, guys, but please do feel free to pop into the chat if anything does come up here. All right, so I'm going to close out of that. And one other quick thing with video recording before I move on to screenshots is I just wanted to quickly show you guys the cam only. So right now I've got my cam only. You can see everything around me, but I'm not sharing any content, right? I'm not sharing a presentation. I might be in a leadership role or in a sales role where I only want to speak to my customer or my team or my company. And I want it to feel human-like. I want to add a personal touch where they can see me, where I can kind of show my emotion, but I don't need them to be distracted by busy PowerPoint slides or whatever it might be. So cam only is a really great option for any users that are in those types of roles. Okay, so let's flip back here to screenshot. So a couple of different screenshot options here. If anyone in here has used a scrolling screenshot, amazing. It's probably my favorite way to capture a screen. And I'll show you a couple of reasons why. So basic screenshot is going to be a click of the screenshot button. I'm going to drag. I'm going to capture what I'm looking for. And then in this example, you can see down in the right-hand corner here, I actually have it selected in my settings for screen captures to pop up in this little dialog window here. And I didn't click on it fast enough. I'm going to do that once more. And just like that. So now I could click and I could drag it. If I go into my email, I might want to just drag it into an email, super slick and fast, and send it off to my team. All right, and then another thing you can do with that pop-up, I'm actually going to go into our Zight dashboard because I love editing right here in the dashboard. There's a lot of flexibility with annotations in our dashboard option. So for anyone who might use, how did the pop-up come up? It came up because I have it, I have a settings. So if you, depending on if you're a Windows or Mac user, Manaki, you can go into your preferences. And I meant to show this earlier actually. And then under screenshot, after a screenshot, I selected show quick preview. You can also have it just open up in the web, which is really great if you're someone who frequently needs to add annotations to screenshots, because then you don't have to do the extra step like I just did. You can have it just open up in the regular editor or just do nothing. So hopefully that helps you out there. Okay, perfect. So annotate. Lots of options down here. I won't go into all of them, but what annotations do is they give you the flexibility to show your work, right? So I can type in, I can put in an arrow here. I can add a little bit of text, and maybe I want to send to my marketing team saying, you know, change CTA to download now. So I have a crisp and clear action that I want them to take. One of the other things to point out is you can change, you know, the color of all of these. So if this fill color, you know, is that I might not like the yellow background, or I might say, okay, I need the font to be black because it needs to pop out, and I need them to be able to see with clarity what exactly I want them to do. So different arrow options, rectangle, we've got the circle. So anything that you want to do to just draw more attention to your annotation and let your team know exactly what action they need to take. I'll even use the marketing example again, because I think this is just incredibly helpful when I'm sharing design changes with our marketing team. Then I can create a quick screenshot. I can annotate it, tell them what needs to happen, and that's it. So I don't need to go back and forth and trying to like write down and explain, hey, on this, you know, sentence, I need you to change this to that. It's just visually easier to see what these changes look like when you have a nice clean visual. So definitely feel free to play around with that. Our text option has lots of flexibility in terms of like your font style, the size, the boldness. You can add shadows and outlines. So depending on how much fun you want to have with that, my go-to is really just let's get our point across quickly, make sure that my team can visually understand what I want them to do, and move on. All right, and then just like video recording, you can obviously crop your screenshots. So maybe I captured too much information. I only want to show this section here. I can simply crop that out. And I'm going to pull that back. And then redact. So I love the redact function. A lot of our customer success use cases are using the redact function. So maybe you've captured a screenshot and you need to share everything, but you want to blur out a certain section that might be sensitive information, confidential. That gets redacted. There's no way for, you know, the end user cannot see that information because it's blurred out. And then just a few other things. Maybe you've got steps that you want to share with somebody. You know, you can go step 1, step 2, step 3. Lots of fun with that. Flexibility with the different colors down here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on save. I don't want to spend too much time going through that because I think there's just so much flexibility with how you can annotate your screen captures and really get your point across while also saving time with your team by adding that little bit of clarity. Perfect. All right, so while I'm in here, I'm going to show you one of our other advanced features here, which is versions and duplicate. So I would say, raise your hand if you've ever made a mistake when you annotated a screenshot. Maybe you created it, you know, 2 seconds ago. Maybe it was yesterday, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to like tell this person to do that, or I need to go back to the original version. Well, until recently, you actually couldn't do that, but right here you can see that I now have access to my version history, which is really great. So if I want to go back to that original, I can simply restore it. I could even duplicate it or go back in and preview it. So this has been really great for showing, even if you want to show multiple examples of something, a lot of times in a marketing role, you want to show, you know, here's A and here's B, which one do you like better? Or I just want to go back to the original version because I made too many annotations and I'm not getting my point across clearly. So just a little nugget there on one of our newer features with version history and duplicate. All right, I'm going to pause for a sec. I know the chat is very active there, guys. And if we, like I said, if we don't get to them all while I'm talking right now, we'll get to them at the end, or we can always address them one off or in the follow-up email. All right. Okay, we're going to go back to the dashboard here. And scrolling screenshot. This is the one I was most excited to show you guys. So if you haven't used this feature, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really great for capturing an entire web page. And I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. So now you can see that Zight is capturing my entire screen. So instead of piecemealing image by image by image together, because this would probably take, I don't know, 5 or 6 different screenshots to try and get one screenshot together. So if you're, on a design team, for example, and you're trying to share different changes on your website or where you need corrections made, that's a lot of screenshots that you have to capture. So now with scrolling screenshot, you have one nice clean screenshot. So I can zoom in here. I could also, again, add in those annotations if I wanted to and make those changes accordingly. I think this is also really great. I use them a lot for email testing. So we do a lot of like A/B email tests, and rather than bog down my team's emails because they've already got, 10, 20, 50 emails in their inbox, I simply send myself a test email, and then I do a scrolling screenshot of that email test, and then I send it to them in Slack, and then I can get that easy approval. They can give me feedback directly on that screen capture. It's super slick. I love it. So hopefully this all makes sense to you guys with scrolling screenshot. Like I said, if you haven't tried this feature or don't know where to find it, if it doesn't show up, you can simply go into more and then customize the order of your preferences in here and your primary actions. All right, perfect. All right, we're going to move on to creating GIFs. So again, I'm going to go up to the top of my screen here, and I don't have GIF as a primary action, but I can go ahead and access it down here. And just like video recording, you have the option to record your full screen or select a region. Not sure if anyone in here has ever created a GIF, but they're really great. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start for just getting your point across really quickly. Maybe you want to share a bug report. You can simply record your screen. Maybe you're in a Jira ticket. Our team uses Jira and Confluence religiously. And oftentimes, we might be communicating back and forth and we ran into a bug or a customer has an issue. We can quickly record a GIF. You can grab even an annotation and point it out so you can be very specific about, hey, pay attention to this section. There's an issue here. But it's just a really quick way to get your point across. And depending on the plan that you're on, you're either going to have 90-second countdown like I've got here. So you can see up in the corner, I've got 20 seconds left to record the rest of my GIF. Maybe I don't need all that time. I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording and let Zight upload my GIF to my Zight account. So really quick overview there on how to record GIFs. Lastly, we're going to go into uploading videos. So a couple different ways to do that. One is right here on the Zight dashboard, and the other one is right here on the app. So one of the things I love about being able to upload with Zight is essentially you can upload almost any file type here. So I have this customer use case, which I think is, it's a pretty big one. Actually, we're going to pick a bigger one here. We're going to go to this Async 2024 video. It's 14 minutes long. Imagine if you sent a video like this in an email or whatever your communication method might be. Like, it's going to take a long time to get that uploaded. It's going to bog down your email. It's going to bog down your team's email. And nobody wants, a 30 megabyte file downloaded into their emails. So being able to upload any kind of PNG or MOV file or PDF if you're sharing documents is super slick. So you can see my screen's already kind of done a refresh. And now that video is uploaded into my Zight account. So from here, I might want to share this video with my team. So I could click on copy link. I could go into a new tab just to show you all how that works. And I can paste that video. And now we can see that we've got that async video. Another option that we didn't get into is sharing videos and screenshots and GIFs. So if you click on this little share button here, again, there's a couple different ways to do that. We're going to show you how to do it in the desktop or in the web application here. So first of all, you have the option to send an email to anyone. Anyone can view it with a link, or you can be specific if you're part of a Teams plan in your organization, or specific people that you want to email. You can also further protect your content that you're sending by, let's say, requiring a password. So going back to like that customer success example, sometimes sending a password might be really helpful because you also want the content to expire, let's say, in a month. So maybe whatever you're sharing with your customer or your client is no longer applicable in a month because you're going to send them a new screenshot of how their account is performing, for example. So you can set that to expire on a specific date. So I've got a month out selected on here. You could also have it expire after a specific number of views. So a couple of different ways to share, protect your content. We've got some different social media options if you want to share something out to your social. And then lastly is the option to embed. And we use this internally a lot on our website. So instead of like having a web page where we've got a big MOV file taking up space, taking up loading time, you can simply create an embed code and then embed this onto your website page. So taking up less space and freeing up that amount of load time. We can also take off the Zight branding and the title, so it's just one clean, nice video. All right. Oops. All right. So we talked about uploading, we talked about sharing. I'm going to pause for just 1 second because I want to make sure that I'm able to address as much as I can here. Shelby, thank you so much for popping in and helping out as well. Okay, so Lori asked, it's stored in our Zight account, similar to Dropbox. It would allow them to access that specific file that we share, and then they link it on my Zight, basically. Okay, I'm going to see if I'm getting what you're saying here. So basically, whether you're capturing a screenshot or uploading a file, you're always going to get, here, we'll go back over here. So I'm going to capture a screenshot. It's going to pop up there. And what Zight is also doing is it's already, again, automatically copying that link for you. So you don't have to go find that link. It's always copied for you to paste. So whether you want to paste that into your Slack, into an email, oops, we'll delete that. I can paste that link directly in here or whatever your communication channel might be. So that link is always copied. You can always share it. If I do a quick refresh here, you can now see that that file is available in here. I can also save it as a favorite. Favorites are kind of helpful if you have documents or videos that you frequently refer to. When I was a new hire, I had a lot of training videos that were shared with me. So I saved a lot of those to my favorites so I could refer back to them on kind of like the how-to with our product, the how-to with my onboarding. Super helpful, which leads me to collections, which you'll see down below here. So collections are really great. We'll just pick a random one here. We'll go into my collection. So collections are really helpful. I'm going to click on done here, and I think I've got 2 of them selected. We're going to uncheck that one and just save this to one collection. Collections are helpful. I love it for training and onboarding again, but you can save collections for different departments, for different use cases. But if I go into this collection here, what's really nice, especially for training and onboarding, is if you've got a new hire, you can share this entire collection with just one link. So if you think about all the videos, all the files that you get when you're a new hire, or if you're an admin, HR, or IT person, you're probably sharing lots of different file types and information with new hires, and that can get lost. It can get overwhelming because it's coming in an email, in a Slack, in a video. Save them all to a collection and copy this link right here. So now that that link is copied, I can share this with my new hire or my team, And now they have quick and easy access to the Sondra Krinky folder of collections. And this collection can contain, like I said, any of the file types that you're going to use within Zight. So whether it's a screenshot, a video, etc. So hopefully you guys find that little tip and trick helpful. All right, I know we're getting to the end of the line here, guys. There's so much more I want to talk about, but we'll send you some links to some other webinars if anyone's interested in learning more about some of our other features that are coming. You can see we've got Zight AI and Smart Actions over here. Would love to have you guys all learn a little bit more about that. And speaking of, for attending this particular webinar, we're actually going to offer a month free trial if you're not already on a team or enterprise trial to try either one with AI. So we want our users to really be able to get the most out of AI, get some feedback. What do you love? Where can we help improve to help inform our future roadmap as we get better and smarter with AI and smart actions? So if you guys are interested, drop us a note in here, or you can also send us an email, which I'll drop into the chat here. And then we'll also put this in the recap. So we'll send a recap with the video, with the replay to everyone who attended, as well as for anyone who's unable to attend. So if you're interested in trying out this free trial, highly recommend it. There's so much more to dig into and to really help streamline your workflow, save time, and just get your team all on board with all things Zight. All right, awesome. I think we're good with questions from here. I know we're a little bit over, but thank you guys so much for hanging in there. I appreciate all of the collaboration. Again, please reach out to us at any time if you have any other questions about how to make the most out of Zight. All right, have a great day, everyone. Thank you.